Zara Larsson, where are you and how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm great, actually. I have been rehearsing with my band. Haven't done that a lot this summer. And I'm
Right.
just at home in Stockholm in my apartment, chilling. It feels
Yeah, I feel like a little bit of a peeping Tom because I'm looking at your apartment on the Zoom cam. I see books there. I see somebody
got a
sent you
little balloon.
balloons right there.
Yeah, she's actually from March. Like she's still super plump and full and she just won't inflate. Like it's crazy. It's a little princess and now she's the princess of the house. So
The Stockholm Balloon Company is not joking around. Uh,
crazy. No.
Zara, how has quarantine life treated you? Because I think Stockholm, Sweden, you guys are somewhat normal, right? Or am I
Very
crazy?
small. It's quite different. I mean, I was in LA just before everything shut down completely. And my first thought was like, before everything happened, I thought, well, I might just stay in LA because how bad can it get? And I didn't know the outcome of the whole situation. So when I realized, I was like, nah, I'm going home because at least I get to be with like my family, my friends, if they have a lockdown. And that never happened. So I live on a quite busy street and I always see people like in restaurants and packed bars. It's actually insane comparing like other countries and looking at the headlines. But I have been not quarantining, but I've been really chilling at home. Like I have just taken in all these energy that everyone is had like just staying at home vibe, and I must say I'm kind of into it because I never get to be home, and now I get to spend so much time with my sofa and my Netflix, and that rarely happens. I don't think I've been home for this long since I was like 16 or something. So it's wild. I mean, hopefully it's working because we had 0 deaths for a few days now. And hopefully we won't get a second wave and like herd immunity. But it's definitely wild. But I'm thankful that I'm able to like go out on the street without like police stopping me, asking where I'm going and stuff, like going to the food store. But yeah, how are you doing?
We are probably doing how you think we're doing,
Yeah.
mask everywhere.
Yeah.
It's become our new normal-ish. So
I
we're
think
kind
it
of
will like bring some stuff like I think people will still wear masks. Like I'm kind of into that idea, like anonymous, like don't look at me, like I can wear like a no makeup vibe. But I don't know. I'm kind of into the mask idea, but I don't know really how it feels wearing it all the time because we don't have that rule. But crazy.
it
I
is
still
nuts.
need it still.
It's wild. We're living in a sci-fi movie, Zara Larson. You guys, Zara is hanging out. Give me an album update. What do people need to know about this upcoming album full of bops and bangers, as you say?
Yeah, that's what it is in my opinion. I think it's so fun. I just listen to it. I listen to it every day and I always have a new favorite song. It's very kind of funky, very honest. I mean, growing up, I was 19 when I did So Good. So I was like a teenager and now I'm 22, still young but like more like a young woman. I'm grown and I've been just through stuff. Doesn't mean necessarily bad, but just I've been living my life, and I can just say stuff with my chest a bit more. It's more honest and more truthful because I don't find anything wrong with when you write something and you want to tell a story. It doesn't necessarily have to have happened to you or like
Right.
that you've been through it. But now this time for me, it does feel like it's more honest and something that I have been through, whether it is good or bad. So just a bit more truthful, more personal, still very dance friendly. But I always think about my album like, how do I want a live concert to be? I want dynamics. So I don't want to cry the whole concert, and I also don't want to like dance the whole concert. So a bit of highs and lows in there.
And do you have you made many changes on it since I know
Oh
it's
my
done,
gosh,
and
I
I
have
guess
made so many changes.
little tweaks and stuff here and there?
I'm still like, my management is like, stop, because I'm still like, I want to change it. I want to change. I don't like always. And I think that's just my personality. I I am very indecisive, and I also have a good problem. You know, I have too many good songs. So the hard part is like putting them in a collection, like a body of work that I like.
Right.
But I feel like I could do 3 albums out of all the stuff that I've done.
Well, maybe you will, of course. Hey, do you
Yeah.
have a target? Is there a release date, a target release date?
Not that I can say out loud, but definitely this fall, quite soon. I mean, title's done, like album covers done. We're sending all the songs to mix and master. So it's coming up. It's happening.
You guys look out for it. Zara Larsson's hanging out. I may have asked you this question in the past, but I'm curious your answer. I love psycho fan encounter stories. Not saying all your fans are psycho. They're beautiful, lovely, wonderful people, but every now and then somebody goes a little extra. Do you have a good one for me?
Maybe I told you this one. I don't know. I think the craziest stuff, not that much crazy stuff have happened to me. Also, I'm very unfazed. Like I'm quite unbothered by crazy stuff. So I think, but kind of the craziest stuff that like impressed me was when a guy showed up to my parents' house because he didn't know where I lived. So he showed up to my parents' house and had a huge snake with him.
What?
Yeah, it was just like hanging on his neck, and he was like, "Hey," and my mom was like, "Excuse me," and he was like, "Don't you see my snake?" And he was just like, "Yeah, I can see it," and he was like, "Are you impressed? Like, where's Zara? I want to meet her." And my mom was like, "She's not here. Goodbye." But I feel kind of bad for the snake because it was freezing cold outside. Like it was snowing. It was like minus whatever. And that poor snake just had to stand out there to like impress me. And I didn't even get the chance to see it.
I'm surprised you didn't see on the news like man strangled by snake in cold weather. Film at 11. Good
Really?
Lord. All right. So I guess rule of thumb, Zara nor her parents are impressed by your snake. So just go away if you're a crazy snake man. Fair statement.
Yeah.
True or false, you find it hard to listen to your own music, but I don't think that's true because you just told me you listened to the album several times, but you know, some people can't watch their own movies and all that stuff, you know, so where do you stand?
I don't know. I've been a lot better at it. And I don't really know where it comes from because I like what I do and I'm proud of my thought of like my songs and what I put out. But I find it like, so I listen to my album a lot now, mainly because it's not released yet. But once it's out, I don't really see like, I don't know, I can't change anything. I can't like make any changes. And then it's just out in the universe for everyone else to enjoy because I have, trust me, I have been listening to that for months. So I used to even feel like not ashamed, but a bit like, like shy, I guess. It's also a very Swedish thing to like, oh no, haha, don't look at me. Like I'm not better than anyone else. And it's kind of like that culture that we have to not take up any space, like don't do anything out of the ordinary. But that mixed with a bit of the, because in America and LA, you need to like,
Yeah.
I'm the shit. Can I say that? I don't know. Like I am the best. Like I'm the best, and everyone else is whack. So I think if you mix a bit of them, just stay humble, but also be really proud of what you do. That's great, and I've become a little bit better at that because I really like what I do. But I don't know why I do that. It's weird, but I don't like to like watch myself. I don't like to listen to my music. Some people do, like at a shoot, at a photo shoot for a magazine, they're just like, put me on. And they just have themselves listening to themselves repeat. And love that for them. Love the confidants. I am not there yet. Maybe ask me in a few years and I will just like bump myself at all times, listen to nobody else. We'll see. But now I'm still a little shy.
You're funny. Yeah, I was talking to this is a while back, but one of the guys of Coldplay told me they couldn't listen to the music once it was out.
Right.
Because they just second guess, oh, I should have put
Exactly.
this there or that there, and it makes them nuts.
And you can't do anything to change it because it's out for the world. So maybe that's why.
Maybe so. You guys, Zara Larsson, of course, hanging out. Are you anxious to tour again? Who knows when it's going to be? So many moving parts. Nobody knows. How anxious are you to get back on the road someday?
It would have been way easier if they were just like So on March 2021, we can finally get out again and it's all going to be fine. But that's not how it works, unfortunately. So I guess the uncertainty, it's what's killing me. But I'm very, very anxious to do that. I can't wait to perform in front of a crowd because I love to be in the studio, but my favorite part is to be on stage, to perform for people, like make memories. Like I love to go to concerts. It's such a beautiful thing. It brings people together. So, hopefully sooner rather than later. Um, but I guess I saw like one thing, I think it was in the UK where they had like a social distancing concert and it was a huge field and everyone had their own little box. It
I
was
saw
very,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
did you see that? I mean, it didn't look like the normal concert experience, but at least it's something. So maybe we'll come up with some solutions, but you know, until it's safe, I guess I'll just have to just keep, at least I can keep releasing music that people can listen to in their living rooms and like dance along with wherever they live and wherever they are. But the live feeling is really what I love about all this.
What are your thoughts on performing in front of a like a drive-in where people just pull up their cars, and as opposed to clapping and screaming, there's honking?
Right. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a good idea. Maybe we'll come up with like more stuff, but it is that special like energy that you get from a real live crowd, all mushed in together, all like they all feel each other. It's the energy, and I don't think you can't really get that in another way. Maybe you can. Let's see. I wouldn't say no if someone was like, "Let's do a drive-in concert." I'll be like, "Let's do that." But yeah, I don't know. I do really miss the crowd.
Zara, you told me that Ariana often hangs out in the studio with you, low key drops down harmonies. I assume that she is not on this new album because you guys can't hang in the studio because
Eh,
COVID screwed everything up.
I know. Yeah, when we work with like the same people, all of her best friends are some people that I like, my absolute favorite people to work with. Like Tommy Brown, Taylor Parks, Victoria Monet are just some fantastic producers and writers. So yeah, it definitely happens that she's like, "Hi," and first time I was just shook because it's Ariana Grande.
Right.
But just like anyone else, like no matter who it is, what celebrity, like what status, it's just a person ultimately. And she's very, very nice. She's very down to earth, like heart on her sleeve. Um, but I would love to do a song with her in the future. But I don't think well, she's not going to be on this album, but I'm so down to make a song with her. I hope she knows that. She's also a good writer. So yeah, I bow down to her.
Zara, let's do Love Me Land. Talk about this track. What do
Do it.
people need to know? Give it to me.
What can I say? I mean, I wrote this song from a perspective of just really falling in love and just really being in love and daring to take that step of give and feel love, basically. Because when you've been through a breakup or you've been through some hard times, you might feel like, is it even worth, like is the heartbreak worth the lovey-dovey feels? And then you end up in love again and you're like, yup, it's worth it. Like, no doubt. Like, you're in your own little bubble. You don't have to eat, you don't have to sleep, you don't have to do anything but to think about this person. Like, that's all you want to do. And you kind of wrap yourself up in this, like, like you're inside your heart, you're in love me land. Like, you just want to feel love and be loved. And I think it's such a beautiful feeling, and like the reason why we walk on this earth. And I just wanted to write a song about it, but in a fun, it's a little sassy, it's a little sexy. It has a driven, very cool beat to it. Has some really fun melodies in the verse, beautiful harmonies in the chorus. The chorus is kind of like an anti-chorus, like it's not big like my choruses usually are. But I was very inspired by ABBA too, Swedish icons, on this album, just for the melodies and how they structure the songs. It's not necessarily like any other pop song. And it's also it's kind of short, but when I listened to it, I was like, it honestly doesn't need any more. Like, it just has everything that I want a pop song to have. Like, the end lifts, I think it's perfect. I really do. I'm so proud about it. And I wrote it with Justin Tranter and Julia Michaels, who are like responsible for all the hits in the pop world. They're
And you
just
described the song as ABBA on crack, I believe. Is that correct?
I didn't say crack. I said like acid, like a little like it could be whatever you want it to be, but just a bit hard, just a bit like hardcore. Obviously a bit more modern, but ABBA is timeless. I really do think their melodies and the sound is timeless. So even though I'm Swedish, I didn't really grow up listening to them a lot. Like, my parents don't even like music that much, weirdly enough. So it's kind of like recently where I just really gotten into their discography. Is that how you say it?
I think so, yeah. Discography, yes.
Yeah, discography. And I'm just like, it's insane. Like, ABBA's discography, insanity, in a really, really good way, of course. So I just hope to get there one day to be like legends like ABBA.
Zara, two-part question. Biggest
Okay.
crowd you've ever performed for, and the flip of that, have you ever been booed?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I've actually, well, I'm starting with the second question. I think it was a radio show, and I went to like a school.
Oh boy, here we go.
And they were like, I think it was, I don't really know your like grades. I think it was a junior high, like
So
13,
probably
13,
6th, 7th, 8th grade, give or take, yeah.
exactly. So when I was on, it was a little stage. I was performing like 3 or 4 songs, and it was their lunch break. They had grapes.
Oh, no, did they throw?
Yes, they did.
No.
Yes, they did. And that, I was just like, I don't even know what to do, because I can't start like cussing them out on stage. That don't look good either. So I just kind of had to joke with it. I also had like someone threw a tomato at me, which is kind of OG, like old school, like booing, like a tomato. Are you serious? But that was on a different occasion. And all I can say is that it does suck, of course, but like in my head, I'm like, I know they didn't mean harm the way I maybe interpreted it as. Like, they don't hate me, they're just trying to be funny for their friends. So I don't know. I try to just dust it off. And I still have people in the crowd who loved what they saw. So that's what you got to focus on. Same with like hate comments. People who like spew hate on you, you think in your head like, oh my gosh, these people are just walking around every day like hating me. They're not. They're just spending 2 seconds writing something nasty, and then they move on. But people who love you, they're the people who are actually like impacted by what you're saying, and they will actually walk around maybe thinking, wow, I really like this person, and this person made a positive impact on my life or whatever. So yeah, it happens to everyone. I even heard it happened to Beyonce when she was younger. Like, she got booed off stage and stuff, which is insane. And that just proves that people just maybe just trying to fit in for their peers.
People are
they
nuts.
just want to be like,
People are crazy.
Yeah, so I try to not take it super personal. And then for the first question, I guess I got really, really spoiled last summer when I was touring with Ed Sheeran, because he plays stadiums. So when I walk out, like after that, and I walked out to a crowd, and it was like only 20,000 people. Like, it's crazy. But that's how I felt. I was like, what do you mean it's not going to be 80,000 people in the crowd? No, but just kidding. It was one of the best experiences for me as an artist. Also South America and Lollapalooza was insane.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's some good ones to come for sure. When all this is over, hopefully we'll get some good big crowds coming.
It's gonna be crazy because we're all gonna be so ready when the gates open. Trust me on that. True or false? You recently got, according to the story, 2 piercings. We won't say where, and you had no trouble with the piercings. Like, it was a breeze. But you almost passed out when you got your blood pressure taken. Are either of these stories true? And if so, how does that work?
I do have piercings and tattoos, no problem. Like no problem at all. But when it comes to like medical stuff, um if it's for the aesthetic and beauty, do it. Do whatever you want to me. But when it comes to like checking my actual health, I will pass out. Like I had a friend who gave me a massage like right here. I don't know what this muscle is called, but like the breast muscle, you know what I'm saying?
The
Like
pectoral, I think, is that, yeah, the pec,
that.
something like that. I think, yeah, seriously, I think.
Wow, okay, Mr. Doctor.
Dr.
Uh,
JoJo here.
right? And they just got into like my muscle and they were like, oh my God, it's so strange how I'm like massaging your muscle both like in front and the back of it. Like I just really get into your muscle. And them saying that just made me like, oh my God, you're in my muscle. Like that is the weirdest thing. I don't like it. I don't like the thought of it. So I collapsed. Like I physically like passed out. And that happens with the strangers because it didn't hurt. It was like a massage. But the thought of, I don't know, it's like a really weird mental thing. Um, Needles, like blood test, I'm out. I can't
Ugh.
do it. I can watch like a really weird trauma. I love to follow these like medical trauma pages on Instagram. But when it comes to like a needle, like a blood, no, 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 no. But
Zara, I'm
everything
with you.
else,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
I have tats, like
yeah.
crazy on my one arm, but when it comes to getting a shot,
Oh,
it freaks me out. And the lady will tell me like, "Look, you've got an armful of tattoos. What is this one?" I'm like, "It's a completely different thing."
it doesn't make sense. I know. I
Oh
feel.
my God. Zara, I think you know this about me because we've discussed this prior, but I'm obsessed with the paranormal.
I know
Ghosts,
you are.
UFOs, you name it. Yes, I have a podcast called Paranormalish on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen. It's everywhere. I'm off the deep end. Have you had a paranormal encounter? And the reason I bring that up is you've had sleep paralysis issues, which some
Yeah.
people think that has a paranormal twist to it. Do you care to talk about the sleep paralysis, or do you have something else you'd like to bring up?
Maybe they left me alone, the demons or whatever it is, but I had it a lot. I had so many like sleep paralysis moments, but I think I got them when I was really stressed, like when I slept bad. um I was up. I'm a night owl, so I usually go to bed. Like last night I was like, I'm gonna go to bed early. What time did I go to bed? 4 a.m.
Jeez, yes.
Yeah. When the ghosts are up. But lately I've been trying to take better care of myself, and all the ghosts have left me alone actually. But I really want to go to this one big haunted house in Sweden with my friends and like do the Ouija board thing.
Oh, talk to me.
um,
What's the history of the house? What's going on there?
a lot. I can't even remember all of it, but there's like this little boy, there's like this older woman that happened there. It's a old it's like on the property of this big church, and this house is where the priest used to live in like the 1700. So I guess there's just a lot of stuff around there. I don't know. I've never been, but me and my friends were like, we should go just see what's up. So I'll tell you next time about it.
All right, when we get off this countdown, I want you to tell me the name of it, and I'll do
Yeah.
some research to get you
Please.
set for this crazy situation.
Yeah.
Zara, have you ever been, and I think I know who you're going to answer with, have you ever been starstruck?
Um, of course. You know I'm gonna say Beyonce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walk me through
I
that moment.
I saw her in May. I believe it was the 29th of May in 2013, so a while ago in Stockholm, before she did stadiums. And it was the Sasha Fierce World Tour. No, it was the Miss Carter World Tour. Whatever. It was great. It was great. And I saw her. I emailed like a staff at Sony where I'm signed, and she is also signed to Sony. Now she has her Parkwood Entertainment, but like through Columbia, whatever. And I was just like 6 months before, help me out. Beyonce's coming to my town. I want to meet her. Like, I want to see her. I was like emailing all these people. And they actually sorted out for me, which was so amazing and great. And it never hit me. Yeah, it did. I actually cried the whole concert. I was in the very front. I got to be on like those little beehive, like really close to the stage.
Yep.
And I was just crying the whole concert. My phone also died. Like, I had no phone. So I was really in the moment. And afterwards, they took us backstage and they were just like, yeah, wait here. Beyonce's going to come. So when I walked into the room, I thought like, I'm going to go there so I can wait for her. But she was already in there and I was shook. So I just started bawling my eyes out again. And it's a weird, like, when you've been to a concert, like I've been the fan for about 2.5 hours straight, and she's been the idol. So when you meet, like, she's on a huge pedestal for me because I just watched her concert. And then there she was, just right in front of me. Like, hi, like a real person. Like, can you believe Beyonce is like real? Like, she exists. Not only on our screens, but like in real life. And that blew my mind. So I just started crying again. And she was like, oh my God, you were the girl crying in the front. And I was like, yes, that was me. Like, I just couldn't stop. And then I opened for her on the Formation World Tour a few years back with Tiny Tempa. And that time I just try to hide because I just can't meet her because I want to be this cool girl. I don't even think she knows about me, but like, I still want to be a cool girl when I meet Beyonce. So 2013, fine, you're 15, you're allowed to cry. Now I'm like, I was on that state, like, I'm an artist, like I shouldn't behave like that. So I was just hiding the whole time. I just couldn't meet her because I would make an absolute fool out of myself. And I would to this day. Like, if I met her, I would cry.
What has 2020 taught you?
Wow. Honestly, I don't want to sound corny, but like, don't take anything for granted. Everything's very, very fragile. Like, the whole system that our countries, I could say, because it affects the whole world, are like built on. And just like, to really take care of each other, not only you, because it affects everyone, and also be grateful for the people you do get to spend time with, like my family and such, and just really, really grateful for people and strangers, because we're social human beings. We're not supposed to live like this. We're supposed to like hug strangers and have a good time and like go out, talk to each other. And I really, really miss that. So I think I'm just so grateful for people in general, like to see people. Because even though we don't have quarantine, it's still a bit isolating. It's been a little isolating, and I just can't wait till everything gets back to normal.
Quick recap, Zara. Love Me Land. It is out. Get on this track, or you're a bad person. I think that's safe to say.
Right.
Album coming soon.
Yes.
Not sure of the date at the moment, but it's when it's ready, it's ready. You guys will know. Quarantine life in Sweden. I've learned that it's pretty cool. You guys are almost normal.
Yeah, pretty chill.
And the other thing I learned that don't go to Zara Larsson's parents' house with a snake around your neck. Not impressed. Not impressed. What else am I missing, Zara? What else do people need to know?
Ooh, I think that was a really good wrap up. I'm trying to think. Yeah, just like stay safe, listen to my song, have a dance off, sweat a bit, and stay healthy.
There we go. Zara, at the end of every interview, fist bump to make it official. Tap that Zoom cam. Pow. Boom.